Hi folks, this is Skip with, hey, Space Cadet Studios. I know most of you folks know I do sci-fi and weird stuff like that, but yeah, I also do military. This is just a quick out-of-box video. I don't know if anybody's ever made one like this before. Okay, this is like just a guilty pleasure of mine is the Pucara, and I was lucky enough to get this from Hill Country Hobbies here in San Antonio, Texas. And I actually sat and talked with the designer of the kit for like an hour and a half before I realized who he was there at the shop. But quick and dirty. If nobody knows what a Pucara actually is, during the Falklands War, this is what the Harriers love to shoot down. Or in some cases just blow the landing gear off so they couldn't fly anymore because it's standard Cessna landing gear. But we're not going to get into the history of the plane. We're going to get into the kit itself. There have been many made. If I'm not mistaken, Kinetics is about ready to, I believe it's Kinetics, is going to make a all styrene one. This one's not. I think the kit's been around a while, but this is a fresh kit though. But let's take a quick looky-loo. And it's packed pretty good with bubble wrap because it does come from, I believe, Argentina. There's one. And I'm just gonna start show you real quick what it looks like in the box. I'm gonna take everything out and just do a quick look at everything. You know, because of the coronavirus, I needed to do something before I started dirtying my bench up again. So let me take everything out. Lots and lots of bubble pack. And we'll kind of do a quick look at most of the parts. Like I said, this is just going to be kind of quick and dirty. It's not going to be long and drawn out like my Icarus was, which, hey, if you can get a hold of an Icarus from Star Trek Renegades, get it. And oh, it's an empty bag. Okay, let's start with the instructions and decals. The instructions are they're decent for a low production kit. Individual pages, nice photographs, actually photographs of the parts. And this, it appears that the kit is done old school and that all the parts are handmade as opposed to 3D printed. Some decent markings for a couple of aircraft. And the one photo etch fret, I don't know if you can see this, photo etch fret, and on the other side, you got some pre-printed film in there also, like for instruments. Now, as to the decals, they look pretty decent. The register is very good on them. You have this basic set, just numbers and basic stuff. And there's an alternative one that was in here too. And I was told that every one of these was sprayed with a varnish right after printing, and they neglected to let it dry completely. So, yeah, this film does stick to it a little bit, but it hasn't damaged any of the markings. They are salvageable, big time. But what I hear is for every sheet like this, they're like that. But they look good. They look good. Nothing to freak out about. Now this bag right here is just got like the engine fairings with the spinners and the wheels, which are detailed actually really nice. There's just so much stuff in here. I really don't want to take it out of the bags at this point. I will when I do another review of actually building the kit. Landing gear doors, landing gear fairings, ailerons, flaps, and the panel, the recessed panel lines are pretty decent. I'm not going to complain about them. The castings are very nice. I haven't found a single blemish in any of them. Speaking of blemishes, on the bottoms of the wings, and they, once I get it right, wait a minute, here we go. And this is that's the upper, that's the lower, and when they made up like this, I saw a line right in here. Well, turns out that's not a defect. I thought it was a defect. Turns out that's actually a panel line that belongs there. And the really fine landing gear struts, extra white metal parts, copper wire, teeny tiny, is it instrument panel? Some kind of a styrene piece. I have no idea what that is yet. But each of the landing gear has a metal rod cast in, and you can't really tell except for the shade of the resin changes slightly. And even on this one right here, the nose gear, there is actually a wire going in here and then here. This is beefed up. And you've got the 2 ejection seats. The cockpit. The detail is not bad here. It's not bad at all. The nose. The detail is very good. I'll try and stick my head in there. And the fuel tanks and the rocket launchers. Let's see if we can, there's the noses of the rockets. I don't know if you can see this. Like I said, I'm going to give a more detailed video when I'm actually building it. And the aft exhaust of them. Everything really looks nice. And right here are little doodads and what's-its, and the blades. The prop blades have some flash on them. These are cast old school, but they're very cleanly cast, and there's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong. Oh, where are the guns? The guns. The guns are interesting. You can have the gun bay open, and even the gun itself has metal cast into the resin. And the only way you can tell is that it's slightly different shade. Now, you have 2, count them, 2 vacuform, what do they call them here? Canopies, light covers and things like that, and they are cast very, very nice. But then there's only so much you can do with vacuform. But they're very clear and the scale looks pretty decent for the thinness. Now for the fuselage halves. They're not warped. All the panel lines line up. The panel lines are very nice. It looks like these were cast with 2 different mixes of resin. This one is lighter than the other one, but hey, who cares? It's all resin. Let me see if I can get that together. Now, so far, the only fitment issues I've seen, that's where the gun can go right there. The only fitment issues I've seen wing-wise is they go right here, yet at the wing root, they're a little bit iffy, but nothing that can't be fixed. So whoever builds this thing is going to know how to fix those kinds of problems. But it doesn't look bad. The detail, let's see if I hope I can get some of the detail. Stupid camera. It's actually pretty decent. I have a terrible camera. Sorry, folks. Yep. Basic internals here. This panel can be opened up. And guns do go behind there. On this one, it's the detailing that's in the kit is not bad at all. It's an unusual subject in 48 scale. There's lots of 72nd scale ones out there. There's lots of bad ones. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to get an idea how big this thing is in 48 scale. Alright, there you go. Alright, you better love me, folks, because I'm actually opening a bag. With the flying surfaces on here. It's kind of an idea. Even the vortex generators are cast in here. That's absolutely amazing. I don't know if that's upper or lower, but you have your ailerons are actually one piece, but your flaps and your flaps are separate, which works. It works out. Here's the other one. Each is squares of an inch, just in case you're curious. This is kind of a rough guesstimation as to the size of this thing. Separate rudder. Horizontal. Let's see how that fits. Oh, that's not bad. Right out of the box. And that obviously goes right there. And then, yeah, tail surfaces up at the top of it. It's a T-tail. But it's not too shabby. Well, now I get to put it all back in a bag. I've done a lot of resin kits in my time. I mean, lots of resin kits. Some of the worst on the planet. And some really good ones. This one I would consider one of the better ones. There are greater kit manufacturers and kits out there. But as of right now, for this subject, this is pretty decent until the Kinetics kits come out, which I was waiting for, and waiting for, and waiting for, and waiting for. But this one doesn't suck. And that's nothing, I'm not going to complain about that one bit. This is a subject I've been waiting for a while. I have no idea what draws me to this kit, to this subject. I just don't know. Maybe it's because it's oddball. And it's a subject that doesn't get a lot of love. Well, it's getting a lot of love from me. Let's put it that way. But, to get it all back in the box. And, there you go. Let's not lose any parts. As my British friend Ian always does, he loses his clear parts. Let's not even go there. But, there she goes. I'm gonna put this on my extremely small YouTube channel right now, but I'm also gonna give a link with this on Facebook, so anybody can take a look at it. And any questions or anything, please let me know. Thanks, folks.